what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Mash and Drum on another Whiskey Wednesday night live stream. I am the host, Jason C. What is going on, everybody? We have another night of turkey and some other fun shenanigans, a couple of live reviews of some new bottles I just got, and yeah, 11 more turkeys to put into the tier to see how it all shakes out. Of course, with your help. I think last week we had such a good time kind of going through and naming some of the turkeys that we know and love and ranking them, putting them in a certain gobble tier, 2 gobbles, 3 gobbles, 4 gobbles, 5 gobbles. I mean, those were the rare ones. I think there was only 2 bottles that made it to the top tier, if I remember correctly. I think 2 made it to the top tier gobbles, but we'll review all the tiers and before we get into the next one tonight. But man, I can't wait to get started tonight. So a lot going on. Been keeping very busy. Man, I had a day yesterday with some friggin' computer issues and trying to get a video out. That's why my video yesterday went out so late. It was a pain in the butt, man. Just when you think everything's okay, it's like, hey, your computer's just gonna hit, it's just gonna crap the bed and you're done. So luckily fixed it, all good. As you can see, we're here tonight. Let's say hi to a couple people in the chat. Giselle's Bourbon's in the house. He says, let's effing go. It's gobble time. Corn and Whiskey's here. Turkey day round 2. That's right. Just got some wild turkey rare breeds, so this will be fun. So we have 3 different rare breeds tonight in the mix. We have, I believe, rare breed rye, regular rare breed, and then the rare breed non-chill filtered. So it'll be interesting to see how those end up, shaking out. I think, oh yeah, my notebook's right there. Okay, we're good to go. Let's see here. We have Dennis Weedman, Brian B, JC Marasegan is here. Honest Charlie in the house. Let's see. Tim Cornet is here. What is going on, man? Ham Turkey. He just says turkey, turkey, turkey. Of course. Dave Markowski is here. This guy's here tonight. Hope he is. Learman 2001 in the house. Roscoe P. Coltrane. 4 Leaf Whiskey. How you doing, Stacy? Nice to see you as always. Sandeep Chimas here. How are you? JG in the house. Bo's Wine Guy is here. Jeff Perkins. Russ L. Justin Kim. Everett Jarvis. Medium Ugly in the house. Whiskey Juice. Let's see here. Slapshots Roadhouse is here. Ben Draman. Let's see. Patrick Cohn. Hope you're doing well, man. The Average Drinker. What's going on, Dara? Dara, if I haven't said it yet, I think I messaged you on Facebook. But congrats on the wedding. Hope you and Bill had a great one. Let's see here. I think Dara. I just saw some picture. I think she was just at Jack Daniels, lighting some stuff on fire and doing the tour, which was pretty fun. Steve Burko's in the house. Cool Running is here. And a bunch more people coming in. I'm just trying to catch up to the chat here. Holy crap. Blue Green Eye, we have 230 people that just jumped in, guys. Gandhi Rhodes here. What's going on? Emily's here. Butter, nice to see you. Jake McKee is here. Oh, snap. We got Mike. Sunday Evening Scotch is here. Kevin Klein. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a great one tonight. So let's kick it off with a live review. Why not? Let's get right into it, guys. So, what is in my glass right now is this bottle right here, which is the 2XO. This is Dixon Deadman's Double Oak Blend, which I think a lot of people, they liked it, but I was a fan. I liked it, but, the price I think is a little bit tough for people. I mean, it's $100. It's double oaked. And while it was good, it's a great blend. Does it warrant the $100 price point? So tonight I have the brand new one called the Innkeeper. And got to thank my man Jeffrey Wack for finding a bottle for me. So the Innkeeper's blend from Dixon Deadman, which I've heard really good things about already. So I'm going to do a quick comparison for this one, but I definitely want to start off the night just drinking this one just to kind of get my palate ready, and then we'll compare it to the new one and see if it's actually, does it get up to that point where it's worth $100? Well, we're about to find out. So let's see. Bo's Wine Guy says the Innkeeper sounds great. Yeah, so far I've heard really good things about it. Which do you prefer from New Riff, Balboa Rye or Malted Rye? Oh, that's a good question, Kenneth. I mean, if I was hard pressed to pick one of the two, I would probably have to go Balboa because I think it's more unique. You know, you could find malted rye here and there, but that Balboa rye, there's something about it that's really unique. You know, and maybe I love it so much because it's, you know, Rocky Balboa, you know, famous best Italian superhero of all time. Hey, yo, Adrian, I got a rye whiskey named after me. Yep, that was my Rocky. All right, so let's go back and try to revisit this one here. Outside the Star OTS with the first super chat of the night. Thank you so much, man. $20, $19.99. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Dude, thanks so much. That's awesome of you. Kenneth, yeah, that's a good choice, man. William Hall, he just watched Rocky again last night. Which one, William Hall? So, I don't know. On the nose of this one, I don't think it necessarily comes off double oaked, and I think that was kind of one of the issues with it in the beginning. There is some rich flavors to it, a little bit of a toasted oak profile, but nothing like reads off like deep dark and like rich, especially, you know, just off the nose. Let's try it. Rocky is now my new favorite impression. Jason, have you had the malted version of the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye regular count? No, I have not yet, Joe. I have not yet, but we're going to be heading to the distillery at some point soon, so hopefully we can try all those. Yeah, just like I remembered. Very rich in caramel, a little bit of a smoke note there. It's almost like a smoked salted caramel type note that you get. A little bit of chocolate, obviously, from one of those double oak flavors. But to me, I don't know. It's a little light. It's 104 proof, so not going to knock your socks off. But I think folks that really like double oaked, you know, bourbons don't really need to be, you know, knocked over with proof. I mean, look at the Old Forester 1910, probably one of the, you know, favorite double oaked, you know, whiskeys that people love of all time, and that's only 93 proof. So you don't always have to get blown away, especially when it comes to a double oak, because you get a lot of that flavor from that second maturation. I'm getting too old to do a Rocky marathon. Don't have that much time. I still think Joey Tribbiani is a bigger Italian. Joey Tribbiani. Yep. I could see that too. All right. So we got our palate ready a little bit here. Let's crack open the Innkeeper. Let's see how this one is. America. That's for Mr. ADHD Whiskey. Hope he's having a good night. So a little confession here, and I'll keep it real with you. The first movie that ever made me cry, what am I putting that away, was Rocky 3, when Mickey dies. I mean, there's not a lot of movies that well me up, but that movie, every time I see it, it doesn't matter if it's now or down the line, whenever I see Rocky 3, when Mickey dies and Rocky is just completely inconsolable and like just wailing on top of him, I cry. And I think that was the first time I ever saw a movie that made me cry. Just saying. I'm going to admit it. Oh, Old Yeller. Yeah, that's probably a good one. Yeah, Joey P. Until you talk about, 13th Colony. That's what I mean. 13th Colony is an absolute beast of a double oak bourbon. That movie wellered me up. Mickey died? You just ruined it for me. So dude, sorry. That movie came out in the 80s. I think we're past the statute of limitations. Just saying. If you don't know what happens with Mickey, then you're too late. I cry every time I watch Coco now that I have a daughter. Oh, Toshi Bake. That's a good one. Kenneth Ratburn. Oh, yeah. Up is a good one. Yeah. Matt Porter is a genius. If you guys haven't seen the spoof of the Junkies, he's a comedic genius. And he happens to have an unbelievable palate. Sunday Evening Scotches. Some movies are always get me every time. I always say during Field of Dreams, I'm not going to tear up. When they play catch at the end, I always do. Yep. Joe Kitely, any Scotch reviews on the horizon? Actually, yes. I know I always say it, but I actually have written out a bunch of Scotch reviews that I definitely want to hit coming up soon. So, yeah, for sure. Ben Drummond says Showgirls made me try. Beaches? I'm not going into Beaches. Rocky 3. That's the movie that makes me cry. All right, let's get into this Innkeeper. So the stats on Innkeeper, again, 104 proof. Same thing on this one. Each release is unique, created by blending select stocks of my finest barrels. Double barreling process again. It's an ongoing small batch blend series. Nothing here on the ages or anything else that's in here. So let's compare the nose. Ooh. A little bit of a difference here. This one, the Innkeeper, it's coming off a little bit more, a little bit sweeter to me. I think as this has opened up, I think, this one's going to have a little bit of an advantage. I'm a big firm believer that double oak products or anything with a finish does better with a little airtime. So this one might be a little bit tight. Oh, Hachi definitely. Hachi made me well her up a little bit. Oh man, the Innkeeper I think has this really nice. It's a little bit darker and it's a little bit sweeter on the nose, even just coming off the neck pour, which is impressive. All right, let's check it on the palate. Oh, there's a lot more going on with the Innkeeper, for sure. I could see why people are liking this one. Ooh, a lot more spice on the finish. I'm already liking this more than the Phoenix blend. This, ooh, man, that finish. So this one, now we don't know if there's older stocks being used in this blend compared to that one, but it certainly feels that way. And the Innkeeper's blend has way more of a finish than the Phoenix does. The Phoenix actually comes off a little bit softer, a little bit lighter. This is a little bit more heftier, and it's got a way longer of a finish on it. But I do like the flavors. I think they're slightly darker. I'm not sure if it's at that sweetness level yet. It might need a little more time in the, just to open up. We'll let this open up and see what happens. But just off initial impressions, the mouthfeel just seems a little bit heftier, and the finish is absolutely longer than the Phoenix. So if you like a more of a, an easier sipping experience, then probably would like the Phoenix more. But the Innkeeper, I think, is way more interesting of a bourbon because you have a little bit more going on, especially on the palate and on the finish. Says William Hall. First movie cried, never ending story, Artek's death. Yeah, you know what? That would probably like make me weller up like now when I see that movie. But when I was a kid and I saw that movie for the first time, I don't think it made me cry. I think I was upset, but yeah. You should do a double base double look with the Bardstown Goose Island finish. Man. The Goose Island finish, the problem with that whiskey is that it's such an anomaly. Well, not an anomaly, but it's so straightforward in the flavor profile it is. And I keep saying it. I mean, it's just chocolate fudge in a glass. There's no really other flavors that I really find in that bottle. I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's got all these multi-layers of flavors and I taste this and I taste that. If I don't taste anything else than I think I'm tasting, then I'm not going to say I do. So I think that right there, which I have it right here, I think it has, it's just, I can't get over the chocolate fudge. Maybe there's a hint of a dark fruit in there, but the chocolate fudge note in that thing is so dominant to me that it really doesn't go anywhere else. Return of the King, when Aragorn tells the hobbits that they kneel for no one. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Look who's here. Rare Bird 101. I know he was traveling last week. He was a little bummed he missed it. Got a lot going on, but I want you to support this endeavor. Yes, of course you do, Rare Bird. Hopefully you could weigh in a little bit later on some of the bottles. It'd be good to get your opinion because after I taste through them, I kind of give them my blind ratings. And then once we reveal them based on value and tier, where I put them and where you think they may land, I kind of like to ask the audience to see where they feel it should fall. This way, I think we have like a really good crowdsourced universal tier list of Wild Turkey. and pretty much every bottle. There's a couple I don't have that I wish I had to throw in the mix. Maybe I could add them down the line. But, you know, I don't know. Let's see here. You're in your Tennessee whiskey heat tonight. 10-8. Yeah, I got the Jack Daniels gear on. I'm like washing all my other clothes. Yeah, I think this is a little bit, I think this is more interesting than the Phoenix blend. The Phoenix blend is a little bit, I don't know if it's the finishing process on the innkeeper, if he double oaked it longer, or if the whiskey's older, but there's a sharpness to the Phoenix blend. When you compare it to the innkeeper, this just has a little bit more of a rounded type of profile to it, a little bit more in depth and a longer finish. I think this has a spikier finish, meaning like I'm getting like the rough edges around it, whereas this, I'm getting all flavor on the finish. And I think that's the biggest difference. But we'll keep these out and see how they go here. Let me put, I'll put this one over here too. I don't want to mix them up. All right, and get a little bit of a, I got my my Dwight from The Office mug tonight. False. Which I can't leave that bottle there because I'm not going to be able to see the chat. All right. So another whiskey I wanted to try tonight, but before we get into it, which is going to be this crazy bottle, and we'll get into exactly what this is in a little bit. But what I will say, I hope it's better than Phoenix. Yeah, it's definitely better than Phoenix. I think there's some better flavors in there. Again, I don't know if it's still $100 of a double oak product. I will say it's better. I don't know if it's miles better, though, than that one. But I do think it's a better blend, for sure. Yes, beats Bears Battlestar Galactica. I love it. All right. So a couple of news stories for you that I could not. Have you guys seen this yet? Have you seen this one? Have you seen this? Have you seen this shit? Fireball small batch Dragon Reserve whiskey with natural flavors. So what they're doing is they are releasing a Fireball, which is a cinnamon whiskey, but it's finished in charred oak barrels for a superior fiery smoothness. 66 proof, like the normal Fireball already is. If you look at the back label here, says the origin of the Fireball Dragon Reserve is as mysterious as the pyramids of ancient Egypt. Wow, that is some marketing shit. Let's see here. I put some Fireball whiskey into some bourbon barrels to age, literally like just straight Fireball. But the barrels are super premium, so this stuff is gonna be so. Or gonna be good. Okay, I see it now. After a very long handful of months, the Fireball master distiller determined the batch was perfect, and from barrel charred in the blazes of hell. I'm not gonna read all that. That's just bullshit. But I'll put the front of the label up here. So yeah, this is happening. I know this popped up on a couple of sites, and some folks thought it was a joke, but this is real. This is on the TTB cinnamon whiskey. It's basically a double or a single oaked or a finished Fireball whiskey. I mean, it's crazy. Mummy piss seems hot. Shake my head. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is where we're at. This is what's happening. Sazerac at it again. I mean, if Sazerac wanted to go all the way, this should have been like, Fireball finished in George T. Stagg barrels. That bottle, I would guarantee, would be on secondary. If M&J does a Fireball Sing Route pick, they'll let you do a baby Saz pick. That's it. I'm switching to rum, says Rob Silla. Yeah, that was not BS. That was yeah, exactly, JG. I totally. I wish I could say April Fools, but it's the real deal. It's the real deal. Yeah, Saz is winning. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're gonna put that out is pretty insane. It's got me curious. I mean, I think everyone would be curious to try a little bit of it to see what it would taste like. my my initial thought was it's still going to taste like Fireball. It's still going to have all that cinnamon, that heavy cinnamon, like fire, you know, spicy, like cinnamon red hot flavor to it. But maybe it will be a little bit tamed down based on the bourbon barrel. Like, who knows? Will there be like some level of like vanilla and caramel added to it? It's crazy, man. It's crazy the stuff that Sazerac is going to be putting out. It's crazy. All right, next up, nothing crazy. Just Davies County is going to come out with another limited edition. Looks like another toasted barrel finish series. It looks like they're going to be playing with some toast levels, light, medium, and heavy. Looks like they're coming out with their heavy toast at 96 proof. The back of the label says this limited second edition bourbon delivers a truly distinctive taste profile, gentle barrel toasting compared to traditional charring, highlights a unique flavor palette, and finishing in medium toasted barrels. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Are we over the toasted yet? Is it done yet? Is everybody got to toast barrels now? I don't know. It's one of those things where it's if you do it right, if you do it just right, if you toast the barrel just right, I mean, it could be absolutely amazing. But the amount of toasted whiskeys that I've had the last year, it's insane. And, you know, for the most part, they're pretty good, but there's a lot that also miss. So I don't know. Toasted is it's a fad that is not going away. I don't think it's really a fad anymore. I think it's here to stay. And I think as long as it's around and people keep doing it, people are going to mess with it. And now toast like different types of barrels and see what that does. So guess we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. This is probably one of the most unique and rare bottles that you're going to find. The thing is that probably not a lot of people are interested in this, but I like to drink this shit because it's unique and it's different. I like to try to find new things and new flavors to taste. And this is absolutely no exception. This is the Bruichladdich Distillery Islay Single Grain Scotch Whiskey Regeneration Project. And what they did is Bruichladdich. Now, for those of you that don't know Bruichladdich is a distillery, very popular Scotch distillery in Islay in Scotland. And if you don't know Islay is where predominantly mostly the really smoky Scotches come from, the ones that you know and love, like Ardbeg and Lagavulin and Lafroig and Bunnahabhain and Bowmore and some really good Islay whiskey. So Bruichladdich is one of those whiskeys, and what they do is they decided to try and grow from grain to glass their own rye whiskey made in Islay, which has never been created. So I'm a huge fan of Bruichladdich. I did a whole video. I did a couple videos on Bruichladdich if you guys want to go back. And I've had, you know, let's see, we did a movie release when it came out, the Water of Life, and we did this. We talked about Bruichladdich and all the different, you know, if you guys don't know, Octomore, Classic Lottie, Port Charlotte, that's all Bruichladdich. So, but they do a lot of experimentation. This is a mixed mash bill of 55% rye and 45% malted barley. It's fully traceable in ultra high provenance, an island first, and the start of something much bigger than whiskey. So this is all about growing their own rye on the island on Islay and creating a rye whiskey from Islay, which I don't think has ever happened. So when I saw this pop up on the website, I'm like, not only do I love Bruichladdich, but a rye whiskey made in Islay really just piqued my interest. So let's see what exactly this tastes like. This is my first time pouring it, guys. I've never smelled it, haven't done anything with it. So real quick here, I'm going to show you. The website, and here you have. It's called the Regeneration Project, and basically what it shows. So there's the price for the bottle, 125. 125. Was that pounds to get it? The first ever Islay Rye whiskey, the Regeneration Project, is limited edition. Here's kind of the story on it. So what they wanted to do, there was no market for Scottish grown rye, so why would a farmer grow it? Well, we could buy it and create a delicious whiskey while simultaneously supporting our vital agricultural community. After a conversation with our distillery production director, longstanding farming partner Andrew Jones grew the rye in 2017, at first for the farmer, the distillery, and the island. The regeneration project is the start of something bigger than whiskey. It's innovation that keeps the value in the community while pursuing flavor and reducing impact and all that stuff. So here are kind of the breakdown. And Brooklotti is always super transparent with everything. So as I said, 55% rye, 45% malted barley, unpeated, distilled and harvested in 2017. It's a 5-year-old rye whiskey aged in first fill bourbon casks and first fill American virgin oak casks, 100 proof, and it came from the Cool Farm in Islay. So, all right, guys, I am psyched. Let's get into this thing. I cannot wait to try this thing. So, cheers. Let's nose it. It's a lot sweeter than I thought it was going to be. Now, this has a pretty high barley content. So it is, man, I'm getting lemon at first. Getting like a lemon lime Sprite like thing on the nose. That's really weird. It's very bright and citrusy. Now, citrus is, typically a note I get, but I normally get like more orange. This is coming through completely lemon lime, which is really interesting. I feel like there is a salty character to it, which is very typical with anything from Islay, especially Brooklotti. Sometimes you get a little bit of a salty characteristic to it. All right, the bourbon cask is starting to come through. I'm starting to get some vanilla, some light vanilla. Maybe a hint of like a baking spice, but not a lot of it. I thought this was going to be a lot more grainy, but there is a lot of sweet flavors going on. But really, the main thing that I'm getting here, guys, is like that lemon lime, which I think is really unique. So, yeah, kind of salty lemons. All right, let's give it a try. Here we go. I've never tasted anything like that. It's hard to it's like it's hard to like articulate what I'm tasting exactly right here, because there is a pepperiness to it that like gives me rye whiskey vibes, but there is also a sweetness to it, but it's a different sweetness. Oh, that second sip was a lot better. Wow. Lemon, lime, like almond cookie, maybe the slightest hint of like a whatchamacallit, I'm not gonna go as far and say licorice, more like a fennel type vibe to it. Very spicy. Never had a rye whiskey like this. That's exactly why I wanted to try this. I think one of the most wonderful things about whiskey is trying different flavor profiles and branching out to different distillers and really trying as many things as you can, because that's the only way your palate's going to get better, guys. I mean, yeah, you could stick with bourbon if you want, but you're going to kind of pigeonhole your palate into only liking bourbon after a while. I was actually just talking to a guy in a liquor store today, and he was saying, I don't really like rye. I don't really try other stuff. I just like drink bourbon. I'm like, dude, there's so many more flavors for you to try. Yeah, I'm like, you're missing out, man. He's like, I'll just stick with bourbon for now. I'm like, I get it, but you're missing out on some really good whiskey. It's definitely a little bit earthy. There is some provenance to it. You could definitely taste the the terroir, I think, a little bit. This is not a sweet rye by any means. There's some sweet flavors, but I think it's being driven by the bourbon cask. I don't know how I feel about it. It's so different because I've never really tasted anything like it, but it is very Bruichladdich-esque. And that's probably from the barley I'm tasting. Bruichladdich has a very typical barley taste that I think is very kind of ubiquitous throughout all their core lineup. But I think I could taste some of that in here. There is a Bruichladdich DNA in this whiskey, but the rye spice that's added to it and the citrus is what makes it really different. Rob D 999, thank you so much. He has 4 gobbles in the chat. Jeff Winbush says, respectfully, Jason, I'm going to stay in the bourbon lane. Scotch and rye just don't crack my world. Oh, we got Matt's here. What's going on, Matty? Nice to see you, man. Awesome, man. You either whiskey or you're gone. Slippin' Jimmy live in the house. It's okay, Jeff. I mean, you know, you have to, every whiskey drinker has to move along at their own pace, their own time. Who knows, Jeff? You might try something blind one day. Someone tells you it's a rye, and then that's it. More doors open for you. That licorice note the licorice lemon lime note is the one thing from the palate. I'm sorry, one thing from the nose that's going into the palate here, and it's really unique. It's interesting. I have to let this open up and kind of do a full on like review of it, but this is what it's all about, man. I really like, you know, when I heard that Islay's making a rye whiskey, it's like I got to try that because it's too unique. To step away from trying something like that. It's just, that's all it takes, man. Growing something new in somewhere that it's never been grown and making a whiskey out of it. That's what gets me, you know, charged up to try a new whiskey. Not toasting this and toasting that, finishing in 4,000 different things. Just saying, this is what excites me. All right. So, before we get into the turkey tasting tonight and do our tiers, at the end of last week's stream, I don't know if you guys remember that I took all the turkeys and I blended them into one glass. Well, I let that glass kind of just sit here and blend and change and see what would happen if we started out with it tonight. And there it is. This had everything in it that we tried last week. The Saffel, the 17-year bottled in bond, the single rick house, the Russell single barrel, and everything else in between. Long Branch, everything that we tried last week. So this might be a good way to kind of get the palate going before we get into the turkey. Now that I just had that. Ooh. So it's interesting. The nose is coming off like Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces? I can't even say it. Reese's Pieces. No, not Reese's Pieces. I'm sorry. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. It's a little bit of like a chocolate peanut butter combo. Reese's Pieces. I can't even say it. Okay. Man, a ton of oak on this automatically. Remind me, were either the Russell's Ryes in last week's? No, they were not, Kenneth, but they should be in tonight's tasting. Tonight is a good amount of rye whiskey in here, but there's also some hitter turkey bottles. So we'll get into that one. Oh, I missed the super chat from Tony Bag of Donuts. How dare me? Where's that one? Rob D. Oh, there's Tony. What's up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. I picked up your Barrel Craft Spirits on Shared Pour today. They're running a special on BCS. I got yours on IBN. That's an awesome deal. Let's sell them out. Yeah, if you guys are interested, and any of my patrons, if you guys want, or any of my mods, you guys can post the links in the chat. If any of you guys are interested in tasting any of my barrel picks, there are a few available that are kind of scattered out there. We don't have many available, but the ones that are still available we have a Barrel Craft Spirits, a blend of Indiana and Kentucky bourbons that's finished in an Oloroso cask, available on Shared Pour. And I think the ones that everybody is sleeping on that's available right now, you get 2 bottles for under $100. It's it is our Cedar Ridge picks. The Cedar Ridge single barrels that we selected from Cedar Ridge is one of the best new distillers that you're going to try right now. There's a regular bourbon, there's a double oaked bourbon. The double oaked is absolutely fantastic. And then the regular single barrel is a very fruit forward type of profile as well. If you guys want to try something new, something a little bit different, I'm telling you, Cedar Ridge, those 2 bottles are absolutely killer. And that Oloroso finished barrel craft spirits pick that we did is still up there as well. So if you guys want some, have at it. Maybe I'll give away some bottles tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try this one, guys. Cheers. That did not work. Nope. Oh. You know what? The finish is really good on it, but the front of the palate is, I think that 17-year bottled in bond just took it over. And I think it, like, when it intermingled with everything else, it just did not work out. It didn't work out. The finish on it, though, was amazing. The finish, like, totally came in like cherry, creme brulee, brown sugar, but the front of the palate is just weird. It was weird. No, the driftless Glens are all gone, man. Brian Schuba, yes, they do. They do. No more driftless. Driftless Glens are all left. It's getting a little better. It's extremely cherry forward, extremely cherry. And I think that's that 17-year bottle and bond is kind of taking over the whole blend. Damn. Yeah, by the way, ADHD Whiskey, that video you did with Dan Like, was some of the greatest whiskey tube content ever created. That was amazing, dude. I'm just saying. I know you've dabbled in comedy before. So, you know, dude, it was hilarious. Malt Review says so much Sprite on Bricolati, Islay, and Bear Barley too. Love that. Yeah, I totally get it. Malt Reviews. It's I've gotten the lemon lime on Classic Lottie before, for sure. Bear Barley, I'm trying to remember if it's been a while since I've had that one. But yeah, Classic Lottie for sure. I've definitely gotten some of that. And actually Islay Barley. I think I've gotten like that lemon lime, too. So really, really good stuff from Bricolati. I love that distillery. Yeah, it was a classic video. The 45th Parallel Rye is pretty solid. Let's see. The 45th Parallel Rye is pretty solid. I still haven't popped my Driftless Glen Raspberry Donut with a Presto. Gonna bunker them for a bit, says Adam Hinson. Adam, dude. Oh, bunker them. You gotta drink them, man. All right, let's get this going here. Grab my notebook. So we're going to do exactly what we did last week. We have 11 pours here. Perfect. All right. So, Shauna Marie just cracked the Old Ritter. What do you think? It was fun, but you could have done much better than what you did, dude. I don't know about that. Evan Williams single barrel tonight. Love the Dwight mug. Absolutely, man. Adam says, I have reasons. Okay, man. Kelsey Darham says, cheers, buddy. Still loving that Old Ritter. Almost halfway through my first bottle. Damn, dude, you are crushing that bottle. I see what you're saying, Adam. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you might be moving, dude. All right, so last week, this is how the tiers shook out. This is the Wild Turkey tier ranking from last week. 1 gobble went to the Long Branch. 2 gobbles, or 2 turkeys, however you want to say it, went to the Father and Son 13. The 3 turkeys, which are right in the middle, a lot of solid pours there. You had the Wild Turkey Cornerstone, the WB Saffel, the Russell's Single Rick House, and Wild Turkey 101 Bourbon. and the 101 rye. Now, going up a notch into the 4 turkeys, that's where we put Master's Keep Unforgotten. That's where we put the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel and the Wild Turkey 12-year. And then 5 big turkeys going all the way to the top is the Master's Keep Wild Turkey 17-year bottled in bond. So those are the first 11 bottles that were in the mix last week. That's what we got to try. That's where we ranked them. And tonight we're going to do another 11 to see exactly where they go. So, and again, just like last week, I want you guys involved. It's always fun kind of interacting with you guys. And we're definitely going to go through Long Branch underrated. Underrated. I don't know. Compared to what I tasted last night, or last week, I should say, wasn't too underrated. But I mean, it was all right. It was all right. It was all right. All right, here. Let's get into a little bit of music here. Let's get all this ready. Let's see. Following says about the same price. Walter, you Following got the shaft for its low proof. Can't say I agree personally. But I mean, Kenneth, I think in comparison to the others, I think you got to factor in low proof. You got to factor in something that doesn't hit like the other ones hit. Like, is it really good on its own? Absolutely. But you compare it to others, and the fact that it's not really easy to get, and if you do find it, yeah, it's a 13-year low-proof whiskey. You know, I could see why it got demoted down to 2. So we have some hitters in here tonight, guys. So we'll see how this shakes out. I'm going to start with a random one here. Let's go to this one first, and let's see where we get. Let's see here. So a couple of folks at the end asked me if I could kind of condense it down to one video because they don't have 2 hours to watch it. And I totally get it. So that's what I'm going to do. When tonight is over, I'm going to kind of take both live stream videos, condense both down to something a little bit more, watchable, a little bit more digestible for everybody. I'll put some graphics in so you can see exactly what the bottle was, what the tier was, and just make a full video out of it, which I think will be a lot of fun. So, all right, first one of the night. Cheers. Let me know what you're drinking. Here we go. And as I'm tasting, guys, hit me with any questions you have. We'll do a little Q&A tonight. All up to you guys, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to ask, go for it. This is very turkey. Very light, very sweet. This has, this has a lot of flavor going on. I get a lot of that typical turkey citrus on this one. Let's see here. 345 people in the chat watching right now. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Please hit the like button if you could. Really appreciate you while you're here. When are you taking your next trip up to Wisconsin? No plans right now. No plans quite yet. Maybe after the summertime. We'll see. All right, let's try this one. That's got a lot of flavor. I was not expecting that off the nose. And this is kind of light, but this is packing a punch of flavor here. Wow. This is just, that is like, if you looked up bourbon in the dictionary, like this is what would show. It's just all classic, dense vanilla, dense caramel. Hey, what's up, Lily? Buffalo Trace blind tier list next month. I could do that. That'd be fun to do, actually. I could totally do a Buffalo Trace one. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, shit, let's do it. Next month, we'll do a Buffalo Trace tier list. That's gonna be nuts. There's so many Buffalo Trace bottles. Oh my god. Okay, we'll do it. This is fantastic. Whatever it is, this has a lot of depth, a lot of richness to it that I'm getting. Good finish to it. Man. I like that a lot. I might give that 4 gobbles. You think we just kicked off the night with rare breed, maybe? It's rich, it's dense, super flavorful, good finish to it. I'm gonna get like the first one of the night. I'm gonna give that four gobbles. All right, I need to make some room over here for my my glasses, so we keep these in order. Okay, so that's the first one. We'll do exactly what we did last week. Damn. Yeah, got to do Heaven Hill too. Yeah, JG, he wants butterflies. Yeah, that shit ain't happening. I have two blue run bottles, so that'd be a really short episode. And they both get one wing. One wing. That's it. They probably get half a wing. Half a wing. All right, let's go to this one here. See what we got on number 2. You should do a 15-year plus ranking, says Tom Harper. That's a good idea. I do have a video with you'll see Friday. It's a double bass episode, but it's actually a quadruple bass episode. It's Michter's 10 versus Knob Creek 18 versus Elijah Craig 18 versus, what's the 4th bottle I have in there? It's down there. Which one is that? Oh yeah, versus Remus Repeal Reserve. Somebody told me to, really see how good that Michter's is this year, so put it against some higher age, whiskeys. So that's what I did. The results will be surprising, so you guys got to tune in for that one Friday. Tomorrow I have a What's on the Shelf Wednesday episode, even though tomorrow's going to be Thursday. But like I said, I had some computer issues yesterday. I couldn't get the video out on time today because I just fixed everything today. So tomorrow you'll see a video. I probably can't call it What's on the Shelf Wednesday anymore. I might have to edit that, but it was supposed to be today. Unfortunately, it ended up being tomorrow. So, all right, let's see what this one is. New bottle for Blue Run or Redwood Lost Monarch, but I think it fits Blue Run better. KC for the win, says Medium Ugly. There must be a bunch of slackers in here, 131 likes and 335 watching. What are you people doing? It's hard for some people to just hit the, if you're watching on your TV, it's not, that easy to hit the like button. So, all right. This one is a lot lighter than the first one we had. Not a lot going on in the nose here. Extremely light. Let's give it a try. That's got to be a rye. Yeah, Medium Ugly. I'm waiting for one of the newer bottles of Holiday to come so I could add it to my other review. So, oh, is it just as easy? Oh, it is. Okay, that's kind of cool. This is I don't remember any rye tasting like this. Normally, on Wild Turkey rye whiskeys, I get a ton of citrus. This one, now I'm guessing it's a rye. I really do think it's a rye. I think this has way more of like savory notes to it. I'm getting licorice, clove. A lot of clove on this one, actually. A lot of spice. It's not super dense. It's pretty light. But some citrus mixed in there too. Again, it's I think that the turkey ryes are extremely like Christmassy. You got like the citrus and you got a little bit of the clove, or, I don't know. There's just something, maybe it's like an Easter ham. Like, it's like got that sweet glaze on it, but you also, some people put cloves in it, get a little like clove and sweet like type of flavors to it. I don't know where to put that one, a 2 or a 3. I might have to go with a 2 on that one because just not getting enough on the nose to, I'm not getting enough of like that balance. So might give it a 2. I'm gonna ride. I think it's a rye, and we're gonna go with the. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a 2. I'll keep it a 2. We'll see what that one is. Interesting. All right, let's pick the next one here. It has a nice little fill to it. Let's see here. That's going to be the Russell Reserve 6-year rye, says Kenneth Ratburn. Oh, I forgot about that one. And that is a Wild Turkey rye whiskey that I do not drink very often. So we'll see if that's what it is. You know, I'll make a little note there, Kenneth. Maybe a Russell Reserve 6. We'll see if that's what it is. Since we're talking turkey tonight, the only Russell's 13 I've seen in the wild was $300. Worth it, says William Baker. That's a tough question. To me, you know, again, it's, you know, whiskey and bourbon, it's all subjective. It's basically what you want to spend. To me, $300 is actually not bad compared to a lot of other places that I've seen it. Most places I see it over $400. So $300 isn't terrible. Is it a lot of money? It absolutely is a lot of money. But it really is going to be up to you what you want to spend. I think no matter what price you pay for it, whether it be retail or a high price, I think most folks love it because it's that good. So it's just up to you what you want to spend, what you feel you think that bottle's worth to you to have in your collection. So Richie Z's drinking some Armagnac. Oh, damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, 200, 250 is right at that cutoff point for me as well, especially like 250. To go all the way up to 300, that's where it gets real tough, man. That's where it gets tough. I feel like you should be able to, I don't know, man. But again, you got to remember, that is an annual release, the 13-year. It's not like it's going away or like, you know. So you have a chance to get it each and every year. So if you don't get it for retail one year, you might have a shot the next year to get it. I know it's a long wait if you miss it one year to the other, but it's not like it's going to be going away. So you could kind of, you know, kind of hedge your bet just with that a little bit. So. All right, this one here. Again, pretty light, very turkey-esque. I'm not thinking this is a rye. I'm thinking this is more of a straightforward profile. Man, a lot of vanilla cream here. Again, more of the citrus. All right, let's give this one a try. I take that back. That is as citrusy as it gets. That is really good. That had a lot of punch of flavor that I did not expect. Woo! What are the odds of getting the Generation, says Jay Porter? I don't know, but that's one of my most highly anticipated bottles I'm waiting for this year. Isaiah Street, I have not gotten a 20-year Mellow Corn sample yet. I've asked like 3 people that have gotten a bottle to send me a sample, but I don't know if they've opened that bottle yet. So I'm waiting for one. If anybody has one out there, let me know. I would really like to try that whiskey, that corn whiskey. This is no joke. This is a beast of a whiskey. It could be a rye. It's extremely citrusy. No, I don't think it's a rye. That is just very velvety. There's a lot of flavor to it. That might be another 4. Reminds me a little bit of that first one. Big punch of flavor. Damn. That shit is good. Whew. Talk to Fred. Yeah, I know Fred has it. Yeah, Generations is not going to be a cheap bourbon. I'm telling you right now. That is not going to be cheap. Especially if you look historically now, what we've seen from Wild Turkey, the single rick house being a $250 price point, everything going up, you know, slightly. When we get to generations, and as we remember, there's going to be some pretty high age whiskeys in that bottle. It could be pretty high in price, but we'll have to see what happens when it arrives. But I would not be surprised if that ends up being something really expensive. Let's see. Found a Wild Turkey Diamond collecting dust at a bar, $18 a pour. Jason, what Russell single barrel pick? Oh, just jumped up. Sorry, Sun Evening Scotch. Jason, what Russell single barrel pick is in the mix tonight, or is it a shelfer? There's no Russell's pick. We did the regular shelfer Russell's last week, and that ended up making four turkeys, the 4 turkey tier, because it's so good and it's such a good value. The only thing that's in this mix tonight that is a pick, because there are only picks of it, is a Kentucky Spirit. I just did a random pick of it. It wasn't the pick that I did because I didn't want to be swayed. So there is a pick of Kentucky Spirit in the mix tonight. So, oh, this one's got some. Oh, this has had some turkey funk on it. First of all, I didn't even notice. Look how dark that is. This can only be one of 3 whiskeys in the mix tonight. Oh, holy shit! This is turkey, funky, cherry grape, butterscotch, oatmeal raisin cookie. Oh, man. This has got to be either... Oh, my gosh. The palate will tell me what this could be. Let's try it. Here we go. Ooh. That is so good. This is one of the most elegant, balanced wild turkeys I've ever had. I think I know exactly. Well, maybe I don't know exactly what this is. No, I think I do. But with that said, I haven't had this in a long time. Oh my gosh. This smells and tastes like when you walk into the Wild Turkey Rickhouse. This is what it reminds me of. When a whiskey, any whiskey could take me back to that place, a Rickhouse, you got me. You got me. Tin Cup 14. Jake McKee says. Wild turkey prices are climbing. Buy now. Yeah. Oh, man. And there's just like this super sweet vanilla custard creme brulee right on the finish. That's ridiculous. That might get a 5 for me right now. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. If it is what I think it is. That's some high scores already tonight. We have two 4 stars, 1 2-star, and 1 5-star here. All right. All right, what do we got next here? Let's go to this one. I think we got another dark one here. Ooh. Let's see what we get. Yeah, that smell that transport you right back to the Rickhouse. Yeah, I think Calumet. What whiskey does that for you guys? There's a whiskey that, if any of you guys have been to a Rickhouse, have been able to experience that, whether it be on a tour, and it doesn't matter. It could be at a craft distillery. It could be at a heritage distillery. What whiskey takes you back there? I want to know. Let me know in the chat. This has some really deep, rich flavors too. Ryan Cecil in the house. What's going on, Ryan? Shauna Marie D. Shauna, have you tried that? You tried the Old Ritter yet? What do you think, Shauna? Ryan Cecil in the house, the man, the myth, the legend, making his rounds all over the place, working hard, doing the Pursuit United. Ryan, you'd be proud of me. I sold 2 bottles of Pursuit United for you at the store the other day. Somebody recognized me from the channel, and they were like, "Oh, what's some good new stuff to try?" I'm like, "Have you tried Pursuit United yet?" So that's a little gift from me. Just remember that next time when you release your new bottles. Let's see here. Indiana Foundation, Iron Root Harbinger does that for me, says Rob Zilla. Not a rack house, but the Old Elk Weeded Barrel Pick brings me right back to their warehouse whenever I have a glass. It's kind of cool, EJ. Giselle's Bourbon, Mets, not so hot. Good sign, Polar Bear, 2 jacks today. Yeah, I mean, you know, Ryan Cecil says, check is in the mail along with the 20-year corn whiskey. Ryan, did you get some of that, dude? Did you get some of it? I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. Oh, man, this smells great. This is really nice, too. Yeah, the Mets lost their closer. It's going to be really tough for the Mets to close games this year. The Mets are notoriously already bad for closing games, like historically. They had the best closer in baseball, and he's hurt, and he's out the entire year. It's a very, very Mets thing to happen. You know, the guy freaking, you know, broke his freaking knee celebrating on the mound at the, you know, World Series, the World Baseball Classic. I was like, oh my God, dude. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, Edwin Diaz out for the year. The Mets are going to have a lot of trouble closing games unless they score a ton of runs. We just don't have the bullpen. It's going to be tough going this year. I already can kind of feel it that it's not going to be an easy year this year. If we get to the playoffs, I think it'll be a miracle, but we'll see what happens. Ryan Cecil said we did. I'm saying we'll send it to you, reviewing on Friday. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Ryan. Shauna says, loving the Old Raider, vanilla and butterscotch goodness. This is going to go fast. Amazing pick. Yeah, Shauna, that whole profile. All right, let's try this one, guys. What is that? I don't want to cheat and look. That has some age. Really good profile to it. Damn. There are some hitters in here tonight. Spicy finish. I don't know if I would go quite a 5 on that. But that is a really good turkey. It's very rich. This has some age to it, I think. I don't think it's Russell's 13, and I don't remember what else is in here that it could be. Damn. I'm going to give it 4, I think. I'm going to say it has some age to it. This has a finish that goes for days. The finish on this might be the best finish I've had tonight. I don't think it's as powerful in the palate, but the finish on this is just ridiculous. Master's Keep. Yeah, there's a couple. There's 2 Master's Keeps in the mix tonight. That could be a Master's Keep. Wow. That's really good. That one is really good. That may move up to a 5 depending on what it is. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, Decades and One are in the mix tonight, I believe. So, all right, let's pick another one here. Let's go to this one. The Russell's 2003 is in the mix tonight as well. Could tell you that. There's not much going on in the nose on this one at all. Compared to the ones I just had, this one is coming off really muted. Whew. Yeah, this one is very, very light. I'm just going to have to, you know what, let me get a little water here. That last one was pretty potent. I don't think that was Rare Breed Rye. OH. I'm sorry, not OH. Outside the Star, I don't think that was Rare Breed Rye. There wasn't enough citrus in that to warrant being Rare Breed Rye. All right, let's try this one here. This one's fine. coming off the last one I had, it may have a little bit of an issue. Yeah, James, like I agree. Rare breed rye to me is orange. I don't know about lemonade, but to me it's like it's an orange creamsicle in the glass. That's all I get on rare breed rye. It's a complete orange creamsicle. Any of you guys psyched up for the Masters starting tomorrow? Who's watching the Masters? Come on. I am very excited this year. I love the live guys going against, the PGA guys and kind of, mixing them up together, seeing what happens. I really, I'm rooting hard for Rory McIlroy this year. I really want him to get that Grand Slam. He's been so close so many times. I think he's kind of the sentimental favorite. I'd really like to see him win it this week, but we'll see what happens. I got plus 2,000 on Justin Thomas. Oh, nice. Okay. Orange Seamsicle. Hell yeah, watch them. I watched the par 3 too today, Jay Porter. There's just not a lot going on in this one at all, unfortunately. It's good, solid. I'm going to probably bring this. This is another 2-star one for me, though. Yeah, just not enough going on. And again, I am coming off this one that I really love, so that could be hindering it a little bit. But that is the first 6 that we got through. So we have 5 more to go here before we get into the voting. Good timing here. I like Rory. I think, yeah, Rahm could definitely win it. Pulling for JT as well. Yeah, for sure. So I think this could be Spieth's year to come back and maybe get it again too. So we'll see. I had a little bit of money on Spieth, to be honest. We'll see what happens. I did put a little money on Tiger Woods because you never know. You never know with Tiger. I know he's really hurt and banged up, but if there's anyone that's possible of like doing some like miracle, it's him. He's got like that Jordan thing that he's got. Oh, speaking of Jordan, you guys want to see what I'm wearing tonight? You guys want to see the kicks? I'm wearing I haven't broke these out yet. I'm wearing a pretty rare pair right now. Mickelson wins and flips the bird. Dude, Mickelson hasn't even, and I love, so I play golf and I'm a lefty, just like Mickelson. So actually, when I played baseball, I threw right, I bat left. And when I play golf, I swing left. So, I always had like a thing like from Phil Mickelson. He was a lefty as well. I'm like, I love Mickle. I love the Micka. But yeah, he's ever since he went to live, the guy places like the guy places like 100th like every time. He's playing terrible. I don't see him doing it. So here's what I'm wearing tonight, guys. I'll show you the sneakers. Everyone's like, what kicks did you break out tonight? So these are really cool. These are, I think Phil's missing the cut for sure. So these are cool. These are, check these out. These are the Jordan 3s, but these are the Tinker Hatfield editions. So Tinker Hatfield is one of probably the most famous designer of Nike sneakers and Jordans on the planet. This was his own version of the Jordan 3s that he did. It's got the elephant print, but as you can see, it's more in a black style. It's on the heel and on the front. And then he's got the big bright red tab on the back, which I absolutely love. And these I love these. So, and then I don't know if you can really see it, but here on the tongue on the inside is Tinker Hatfield's signature, which is really cool. So, yep, that's what I got on tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna go see the movie as soon as I can. Probably gonna try to see it. I'm gonna be in Boston next week, most of the week. So, maybe try to see it when I get back. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. So, all right, let's go back here. Bear Dolls has blue run shoes. How dare you? How dare you? Jason, I don't see the butterfly on that shoe. Yeah. Yeah, they're basically blue. Yeah, if you think about it, sneakers, Blue Run. Oh God, guys, don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me, guys. The difference is that I love, Jordans and stuff like that, but I hate Blue Run whiskey. By the way, if you guys have not, if you don't believe me with Blue Run, go watch um, Curiosity Public did a drink through of about 8 or 10 different Blue Run bottles, and their reactions were priceless. So Curiosity Public, Dutch, those guys, go watch that video they did. They did a whole Blue Run drink through. It was brilliant. It was everything I could want in an honest Blue Run review. So definitely go check that video out for sure. Dan shook his trigger and he doesn't know why. Blue Run rye isn't bad though. Blue Run cast strength rye is probably the one whiskey that I've kind of liked from them. It's okay, but it just doesn't drink like a rye to me. Like a rye, I want spice on my rye, and that rye has absolutely no spice to me. It's like rye water. I don't know what they did to that rye whiskey. It's the easiest sipping rye I've ever had in my life. And while I think that's good for their target market, because I think their target's more like a casual drinker, or a new drinker, it just doesn't do anything for me, especially for $100. So, speaking of Blue Run, where are the chimes? Oh, that's right. I didn't hang up my chimes tonight. Sorry, guys. Blue Run's overrated, bottom shelf bourbon, says Jeff Winbush. All right, let me try this one. But even you will think about buying ADHD Blue Run blend. No, I know I am. Yeah, that's. If I could buy ADHD's Blue Run bottle, I probably will, just because I know what a skilled blender he is. But again, it's going to come down to the barrels they give him. But if anyone can make something out of nothing, it's going to be Matt. So. This one's okay. I'm not. It's very sweet. I'll give it that. But as far as mouthfeel finish, there's not a lot going on this one. I might give this. Let me get one more sip here. Does anybody know anyone last week that got any of the single barrels in the Buffalo Trace lottery? Anybody? So I will say that was a very well-produced event that Buffalo Trace did. There was a lot of fluff to it. I kind of just wanted them to just go through just pick the names. I don't need to watch this person make a cocktail. I don't need to hear this person talk about, all the other crap that they talk about. I get it. I know they have to stretch it into an hour, but just pick the numbers. I mean, I'm just not patient with that stuff. I don't want to see someone making a cocktail with Buffalo Trace. I just have no interest. Carter Mayfield says, I know a guy who got one. Yeah, that was last week, Harrison. This one's okay. Not a lot going on here. It's good. It's very sweet. A little bit of a nice finish to it. This one's borderline 2 and 3. I'm going to give it a 2 for now. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to give it a 2. It's borderline, though. A little spicy. It's a little drying on the palate, too. I might give that a 2. But it's borderline. It could be a 3. But we'll have to find out what it is and give the see what the price is. Because that could either stay at a 2 or maybe go up to a 3 if it's a cheaper bottle. We'll see what that one is. All right. What do we got next? We got 4 more. 4 more, baby. I love doing this. This is awesome. I got absolutely 0 single barrel selection draws from Buffalo Trace. Bottle lottery winner. What's that? They should have given away a few bottles. That would have been nice. Keno C says this Yellowstone was great. The finish is so good. It's like caramel and oak with a lot of spice, but not rye. It's in the middle of the tongue. It's like bourbon from early 2000. Yeah, Keno, that's exactly why we picked it, man. James Farley says, got my first stag this weekend. Congratulations and love it. Best thing BT makes outside the antique collection. I would have to agree with that. You know what bottle that Buffalo Trace makes that I wish was more like Stag, has 2 releases a year typically. So you have a shot at getting at least one of them a couple times a year. Maybe you have to overpay for them, but you see them more often than not. Whether it's at a store overpriced, whether it's on secondary, you see them. But there's one bottle that I really love from Buffalo Trace that does not come around very often, and that's the Colonel Taylor Barrel Proof, which is probably one of my favorite, more consistent bottles that Buffalo Trace makes. But it's really hard to find, really hard to get. You don't really see it. I mean, shoot, we're still waiting for this Colonel Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. Whatever happened to it? Where is it? It is gone. It's a ghost. Did it ever release? I don't see it anywhere. Nobody's talking about it. It had this big announcement last year. It never released. Where is it? Where is it? Do not know. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Donald Rance? Nice to see you, man. Yeah, that bottle doesn't. It doesn't. It does not exist. Saucy Shane, I agree with you. I think the batch 19 or 22B, I like it a lot better than 18. Thanks so much, Cheech. And I tried an EHC Barrel Proof in Kentucky 2021, and it was fine, says Kenneth Rathburn. Anyone else wonder how Jason doesn't knock over his Glen? Says Cornway. I'm a professional. With all the arm waving, you wonder, right? This has a nice nose on it. A lot going on here. Jason, check your phone. Why are you sending me messages, man? Big Vic, hand delivery. Oh, cool. You got one of those Rebecca Creeks? Yeah, I've been trying to get my hands on one of those. I heard good things about that stuff. Totally. All right. Outside the star, what was your gateway whiskey or bourbon? Easy answer. It was Booker's. Booker's bourbon did it for me. Wild Turkey 101, which is why I have such an affinity for Wild Turkey. That's the bourbon that got me like drinking bourbon, but Booker's is the one that made me an enthusiast, if that makes sense. I had Booker's at a bar, a bartender. I remember this bartender. It was a really beautiful bartender, female. She was gorgeous. And she's like, have you ever had Booker's? And I'm like, this girl's going to give me like some crazy like bourbon. And she pours something for me, gives it to me. And she's like, have you ever had Booker's? Have you ever had barrel proof, uncut, unfiltered? And I'm like, I don't know what that means. At the time, I had no clue. She's like, well, you need to try this because I think if you've never had something like this, this could really change your opinion on bourbon. So I was like, I'm not going to say no to her. So I'm like, okay. So she, Whiskey Juice is the Rebecca's Creek only available in Texas? I don't know. Booker's Charlie's batch going to be in my top 5 this year. It's that good. I got to try that. I've been hearing really good things about Charlie's batch. I got to get one of those. So I tried it, and right then and there, I'm like, holy crap! I gotta try everything now. So Wild Turkey 101 was my introduction, but Booker's is what made me an enthusiast. So there you go. And now you aren't a Booker's guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm just very critical with Booker's. But I will say Booker's last year, I liked that their bourbons were getting into the 7-year age statement category, which I did like. Yeah, some hot bartender did reel me in, dude, for sure. Ooh, this is good too. This is really nice. This is reminding me, man, what is this one? This is good, really solid. This is kind of the middle of the road. It's not, I don't think it's anything exceptional. I don't think it's anything that's not impressing me. This is a nice three-star turkey. I wonder if that could be maybe this is giving me Kentucky Spirit vibes. Maybe this is Kentucky Spirit. Caramel, vanilla, a little bit of that citrus is there as well. This is cinnamon heavy. This one has a good amount of cinnamon to it, which I love. But the flavor from the front to the back isn't like super punchy. There's nothing like super unique about it. It's just a really solid pour. So I'm gonna give that right in the middle of the road there. Let's write solid pour. I'm gonna write KS for Kentucky Spirit and see if I end up right on that one. All right, 3 more left before we reveal. Every time I see a hot bartender, I think the hot crazy scale and well, reality sets in. Booker's retail price doesn't seem too crazy anymore. People putting out 6-year MGP. Yeah, I think that's what's funny, right? Like I was actually thinking that the other day. That's a really good point, Tom. Everyone likes to get on Booker's for the high price point, but right now, like it's kind of middle of the road compared to other stuff. I think people harp on whiskeys or bourbons that used to be cheap that are now expensive, and it's like they can't get it out of their mind. But if you look at the price landscape now, most stuff now is $80, $90. I think like the average price now of bourbons are $60 to $70 anyway. So you pay $90 to get Booker's with things coming out that's $100, $120, $150, $200, $250. I mean, is it that bad anymore? I mean, now? Maybe not. I mean, you know, some people like to look at the age and like, oh, I'm not paying, you know, $90 to $100 for a 6 or 7-year-old whiskey. But I hate to say it, people will wait on lines and pay $65, $70 for a Blanton's when that's a 4-year-old whiskey right now. Come on. Yeah, you're not like weighing the scales correct. Because if Bland's was in a Booker's bottle and Booker's was in a Blanton's bottle, you would buy that Booker's all day long because of the bottle, not because of the whiskey that's in it. And everybody knows that's the truth. It's the bottle. You know, I'm just saying. That's the exact thing that it is. But you can't harp on age when people are buying younger whiskey from distilleries that are, you know, not as old, but around the same price. It's again, whiskey buying, bourbon buying is driven by FOMO, not by exactly what's in the bottle. And marketing. Marketing is a huge part of it. So it is what it is. My favorite is still of all time. My top. All right. So top three Bookers right now. Here we go. Top 3 Bookers for me personally. Number 1, Country Ham. Hands down, Country Ham. Number 2, Center Cut. Center Cut from, what is that, 2015, 2016? It's got the big steak on the front. That's my second. Number 3 is Sip a While. Sip a While is my number 3. Those are my top 3 Bookers right there. Let me know in the chat what your top 3 Bookers are. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what we got. James Farley, where does the word tater come from? I have no idea where that started, to be honest. JG says, I'm now putting Booker's into my Blanton's bottle. There you go. That's how you do it. Ryan Cecil says, it's all marketing. We're learning that the hard way. Putting a good product in a bottle is not enough. Absolutely, Ryan. I totally agree with you. I think marketing is what makes you stand out. The name of your whiskey, the bottle shape, everything, I think makes you stand out more than what's in that bottle. Hands down. I think for me, I'm going to make a bottle and put a unicorn on top. Collect all the unicorns. People are going crazy over BP bourbons, but Knob Creek 9 single barrel at 120 proof sits on the shelf 65 all day. Yeah, that is one of the most... There are 2 bourbons that sit on the shelf that I don't understand why they just sit there. Knob Creek 9-year 120 proof single barrel is one of them, and the other one is the Four Roses Small Batch Select. Those two bourbons are absolutely phenomenal, and they just sit. Nobody buys them at all. Nobody cares. It's amazing to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Now, I mean, you might be thinking, yeah, I mean, I buy those, but you're probably in the minority that buys them. I always see them available. Nobody buys them. Four Roses single barrel, for whatever reason, those still sell really quickly. I don't know if it's the shape or because of the cachet it has with their other, single barrel proof bottles that they release. But Four Roses Small Batch Select is one of the best bourbons on the market that nobody buys or pays attention to. It's incredible. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, and I mean, yeah. So yeah, Michael Dow, stop talking about them now. It doesn't matter what I say. It does not matter, because I think people will still allow them to sit no matter what. All right, let's get into this one here. This one smells nice. I mean, $60, it's crazy. Richie Z. Oh, Richie Z's throwing 30th anniversary in the mix. I see what you're saying, man. Country Ham, Mama's batch. So that was a good batch, Richie Z. That's a good call out. I'm sorry if I missed some of the people's call outs here for the bookers. Kentucky Tea is good. I have a 2022 batch, but I can't remember the name. Is there one called Nellie's or something similar? I think so. Kentucky Tea Bardstown, the first I ever had, I think, a 2014 batch. Yeah, there's some good one, man. Rare Bird says, Rare Bird, man, we're all winning tonight with all this turkey. Oh, that is phenomenal right there. EJ with a $5 super chat. Local store owner used to rep KC, tells stories of being invited to Booker's house for barbecue. Talking store. Oh, that's amazing, dude. Wait, somebody put some fighting words up there. Kenneth Rathburn, pigskin over country ham? No. I wholeheartedly disagree with you with that one. I think pigskin batch was actually a really solid batch, but it does not beat country ham. This is good. This has a little bit more depth of flavor than a typical wild turkey. I don't know if I would. Oh man, that's good. What? Wow, man, what is that one? Ooh. I'm a pigskin fun, but that seems out of left field. Country Ham, Lumberyard. That was a good batch too. Yeah, No Stranger. Yeah, that was another good batch. Yep. I thought Front Porch Batch was also a really good batch too. And yeah. What's your all-time favorite pour? Says Will Wood. My all-time favorite pour? Dude. Come on, man. That's a really tough question. People ask me that all the time. All the questions I get all throughout the week. Have you tried Pinky's batch yet? I got one I haven't opened yet. Yeah, Brandon, that's a really solid batch, dude. I like Pinky's batch a lot. Out of all the whiskeys I've ever tried, and all the stuff, when I meet people, that's like the number one question I have. What's your favorite bourbon? What's the favorite bourbon you've ever had? It's so tough. I kind of go between King of Kentucky and that Wild Turkey Cheesy Gold Foil. I would also throw the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the Pirate bottle, like either batch 10, 11, or 12, like one of those. I think either one of those could be my favorite at any given time because I think they're that unbelievably good. Also, the old school, the George T. Stagg, the hazmat bottle is absolutely insanely good too. So I would probably put that in the mix, but those are probably like my top 4 or 5, to be honest. It does depend on the day too, but if you put all of those in a blind, I could probably pick a different one each day of the week. I'll give this a 3. It's a solid pour. It's super sweet. Not a, there's not a ton going on, but the flavors it has are very concentrated. So I'll give that. All right, 2 more. Let's go with this one. Oh, this is nice and dark. Look at that one. Ooh, baby. That is a dark one. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, Jay Porter, I agree. There's also bourbons that I've probably had that are probably better than I think they are because of the people that I shared it with, the people that I was with collectively. And I think that really matters. It really does. I think that plays into it. I think it really does make a difference. That's why I think so many people love this. Smells fantastic, by the way. Holy crap. I think that's why like so many people talk about Pappy all the time, is because normally, if you're a regular Joe, it's really tough to get a bottle of Pappy. So where do you get it? Most guys that I've talked to, will have it at a bar in Kentucky or somewhere that they go to. Maybe they chip in, maybe they share, maybe they're, on vacation and like, let's try Pappy for the first time. So they buy a pour at a bar. And they're with their buddies or they're with their friends, they're with their wives, or whoever they're with. And I think collectively, when you're in that group and you're trying Pappy for the first time, Pappy seems like the most unbelievable whiskey you've ever tried. And I think really it's because of who you're with, more often than not. And I think that happens with a lot of different whiskeys. But like I said, like if you put Pappy in a blind with some other really good bourbons, I don't really think it always does well at all. But I could see why people love Pappy, because when you try it for the first time, normally you're with like this big group and all these different people and you're just enjoying it at the same time. And it's like, oh, it's so good because I'm with you and we're sharing it together. But that's the beauty of whiskey, man. Totally. This is ridiculously good. There's some M20s I've had that are special. Parker's Blended Mash Bills. Yeah, I mean, Ryan, have you had this year's Michter's 10 yet? Dude, easily the best Michter's 10 they've ever produced. It's not even close. I have never been a fan of Michter's 10. The 2023 Michter's 10 is an absolute hitter. Ooh, this is good too. Oh, that's really good. Caramel, butterscotch. Rarebird says, I don't know, I could tear up some Old Rip Van Winkle. Old Rip Van Winkle is a solid bourbon, but it's not like a $400 bottle like people want it for. It's 107 proof, man. 107 proof, 10-year-old bourbon. This is delicious. I don't know which one this is, but this is really good. This has so much like toffee and butterscotch going on. I wish it had a longer finish. It's kind of I was like thinking 4 in the beginning, but I might go 3 now. Not a lot going on there. Like compared to some of the other ones I had, it's really good, but it's not giving me like a full experience like I want here. But I love the sweet flavors on it. I'll give that one a solid 3. All right, last one. What do we got here? This one looks pretty light. That one looks pretty light. Okay. I typically love M10 ryes. Bourbons are usually okay. Yeah, Ryan, that's my inclination. But Ryan, the 2023 Michter's 10-year bourbon, if you send me that 20-year corn whiskey, I will send you a sample of that one, and you could try it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's really good. Wild Turkey Cheesy Go for tough to beat. Jason never had Chessman. Oh, Chessman. Malt Reviews. That's a really good call. Chessman is up there. Chessman would be up there. Chessman that's a absolute one of the best bourbons ever made was the Chessman. I totally agree, Malt Reviews. Chessman is up there. Yeah. That might knock down one of like the Elijah Craig barrel proof pirate bottles off the tier, because that chessman is ridiculously good. All right, let's go to this one here. Oh, this is a rye. This last one I think is definitely a rye. Please play the Fred video. Yeah, any old granddad in the 80s are ridiculously good too. I mean, absolute butterscotch bombs. I do have the F Your Train song if you guys want to hear that. Recently got a whole set of these. A Jim Beam train set decanter.
Are you going to be mad at me?
No. I mean, you could tell me what you think.
Fuck your train.
I never thought myself a cynic, not even when Fred Minnick grew bored with my refrain. There's a shape, I am thinking a decanter, well worth drinking if I only had a train. Every night when I am dreaming, I imagine it a-steaming on railways across the plain. If I seem really motive, it's 'cause I like locomotives if I only had a train.
That is when Fred Minnick was on and made fun of my train. And that is courtesy of whiskeychannel.com, David and Kira. Amazing talents they are. This is okay. Sweet, spicy. I'll give this a 2. All right. We have our rankings. Good amounts of 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. We have 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 2s, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 3 stars. So let's see what we got tonight. All right, we're gonna put that there. All right, guys, this is where you get to participate. This is where you get to kind of include your thoughts into the process here when it comes, because we're going to, again, put each bottle into tiers. Once I reveal what they are, we find out what I ranked them and if they deserve to go down or up depending on the price, because we are going to factor value into these whiskeys. So here we go. Matt Luna, have you tried Copper Craft? Yes, I have. I think they're kind of hit and miss depending on the bottle, to be honest. That's actually well done. Rare Breed is solid. My go-to Thanksgiving dinner. Or absolutely jazz and real hip hop, for sure. Yeah, David is so awesome for further immortalizing that. He really is. I had Stag Junior Batch 5 and it was horrible. Yeah, I mean, some of the older Stag Juniors are tougher to stomach a little bit. They drink a lot hotter. They're a little bit harsher, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to work my way backwards here. We're going to go to the first one. I said rich, flavorful. I gave it 4 gobbles for this one right here. So let's see what we got. Let me open up the envelope. This is so much. I cannot wait to do this with Buffalo Trace. This is going to be a lot of fun, actually. All right. The reveal. Here we go. This is number 13, which is really. Now, this was a random pick I opened. This is Kentucky Spirit. This is Kentucky friggin' Spirit, and I absolutely loved it. A single barrel, 101, a lot of citrus, a lot of flavor to it. This is a really good pick. So I gave this 4. This is a 70-ish, $65 to $70 bottle. Because they're single barrels, do we keep it at 4 or do we knock it down to 3? Because it really is going to depend on the bottle you get. What do you guys think? I think this happens to be a really good pick of it. So what do you guys think? Yeah, I think it's totally underrated. I agree with you, Rare Bird. I think some of them could be really stellar. So this pick is... let me see which one this is. This is from Big Red Liquors. Honestly, I don't even know where I got this from. Big Red Liquors? Where is that place? Is that in, I feel like it's in either Tennessee or Indiana. I don't even know where this is from. Oh, dude, is this the one you got? Did you get me this one, Mike? Big Red Liquors? It is a warehouse B. This is really good. This is really good. Jason got drunk and went to Ireland. What? Staten Island. Down one. Look at the fanboys. Indiana. It is from Indiana. I think this is one of the ones that he got me. I sent that to you. It is a B. That is a McBrayer. That's probably why I like it so much. Yeah, that's you, dude. It was a really good pick. Now a single barrel. So 101, we have it at, let's see here. We have it at regular 101. We have it here at tier 3. 3 turkeys we gave it. So does a single barrel move it up a notch for the price? Or do we keep it at 3 because it's a single barrel? So you guys let me know. 3 or 4? 3, 4, 3, 4. 4, 4, 4. Down 1. Look at the fanboys. 3 on average. That's the thing. It's like I kind of have to... I have heard people not like these. It is underrated. You know what? I might have to bring this down to a 3 just because they are single barrels. They're not all this good. So, yeah, I think I agree with Joey. I think it's unfair because it's a store pick. I say drop it because the regular is not that good, so 3. Rare Bird says unsubscribed. I don't know. You know what? Let's do what we do here. I'm gonna have to poll this one because this is obviously polarizing. So let's get a poll in here. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna let you guys poll it. Let you guys decide. Here we go. Rare breed. I'm sorry. Kentucky Spirit. This is the fun of doing this, is having you guys get involved. 3 or 4. Ask your community. Let's see what wins out. Everybody vote. Get your vote in, and we'll see where it ends up. I am checking out the poll right now. Let's see where it goes here. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty close, but we'll see where it goes. This is a really good pick, by the way. Holy crap! It's a really. I cannot believe that is Kentucky Spirit. Wow, that's really good. All right, we're going to see where it goes. Yeah, it's really close right now. No whammy, no whammy. Everybody get your votes in. 131 votes so far. Most of you, it looks like 3. Hell yeah, man. I told you that one was killer. Yeah, you did, Mike, and you were right. That's a really good pick. I cannot believe that was a Kentucky Spirit. That is killer. What I've noticed is that B&K warehouses, yeah, I agree, Nick. I think especially K warehouses are absolutely really good. Yeah, I have to have the majority to move on, for sure. Let's see here. The value of WT Kentucky Spirit is in it being a store pick. 3 is likely the place it should be. So let's see here. Let me go back to the poll. And it looks like after 143 votes, 4 just got a little bit of a notch. Man, it's close. I think it's pretty divided. And I think because it's that divided, I think it's going to go to a 3. But, you know, it's still good at a 3. You're looking at a $65 to $70 bottle at the 3 stars for Kentucky Spirit. I mean, Rare Bird 101, even though it's underrated, I still think that's a great spot for it. It's a good value. Some of them could be really good. Some of them could be mediocre. So I'm going to say, yeah, Cheech, I agree. It's somewhere in the middle. It's like 3.5. let's just say 3 for the first one, Kentucky Spirit. All right. Good job, guys. Let me end the poll real quick. And it looks like 55 to 45. We're going to give it a 3. I do like that idea. So B, I gave this a 2 stars. I gave this 2 turkeys. I thought it was a rye. And I thought, I know somebody in the chat, it might have been Kenneth, said it could be the Russell Reserve 6-year. I got a lot of clove on it. I got a lot of savory notes. Let's see what this is. This is the last one, number 21, which is, wow, this is the regular Russell's Reserve single barrel rye. This isn't even the 6-year. This is the actual Russell Reserve single barrel rye. Now, this is an older single barrel, but this did not do it for me tonight. For a rye, this specific single barrel is lacking on the finish. I was not crazy about it. So this is a, what is this bottle out right now? $65, $70 for this one? Rare Bird 101 says, I'm dying here. I know you're dying, Rare Bird, but again, single barrels are tough. And David, this one is not doing it for me tonight. I honestly thought this was the 6-year. It just came off very flat. Given the price and the flavor I'm getting, I might have to keep this at a 2. But again, these are single barrels. But that's the thing. Like, Wild Turkey makes really good rye whiskeys. $65 in Ohio. Passed on it at $75.99. Yeah, this might have to stay at a 2, man. I don't know about this one. This was one of those bottles where I really thought would do a lot better than I thought it was going to, and I gave it a 2. It didn't hit me, man. Did not hit me tonight. All right. Let's go to the next one. This one I gave a 4. I said big punch of flavor, delicious, amazing, just all the flavors I want in a Wild Turkey. This is number 11, which is, holy shit. This is the Rare Breed Rye. Rare Breed Rye on this one, guys. Honestly, I think rye whiskey is best tasted against other rye whiskeys. It's tough when you throw 2 gallons of whiskey in the same blind. Yeah, I mean, I get that part of it for sure. But Rare Breed Rye got 4 stars for me. I mean, when I tasted this, I wrote orange. I wrote big punch of flavor. I really like this one. And Rare Breed Rye, 112.2 proof. About $60 for this bottle. What do you guys think? Are we keeping that at a 4? Do we like this one? What do you guys think? That's a solid 4. I agree. I think it's a solid 4. I think it's a solid 4. Yeah, and Rare Bird, we're waiting for the Anderson County stuff, man. Come on. Bring it. I gotta have it. Come on, man. David, I'm waiting. All right, Rare Breed, I should say, Rye hits the 4-star mark. Unfiltered, yeah, uncut, unfiltered. It's a damn good rye for the price. Now, again, that rye is very, again, orange, cream. It doesn't really go in many directions, but for the money and for the flavor that you get, it's damn good. So let's keep it at a 4. The next one I gave a 4. I gave a 5 on this one. And this is the one I guess was the Russell's 2002. I'm sorry, 2003. Okay. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. I gave this 5 gobbles. What is it? What is it? I gave it's a 9. This is not the 2003 that I thought it was. You know what it was, though? Russell's 13. This was actually coming off a little bit lighter to me on the finish. 114 proof. It was actually drinking a little bit lighter, but it had all the flavors that I loved. This was an easy 5, and I think that's where it stays. I'm not even asking you guys because this is so effing good and so rich and flavorful. Russell's 13 might be one of the best bottles that Wild Turkey's ever made. It's so good. It is so good. This is batch number 2. For any of you asking, this is batch 2. And again, and Rare Bird can concur with me right now. Anybody that thinks like batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, 3 is better than 1, 2 is better than this, 3 is better than, like, that's bullshit. No, they're all delicious. They're all minutely close. Don't tell me that there's all these differences between them. No, there's not. They're just really good Russell's 13 barrels. It's so good. That is staying easily at a 5, especially for the retail price. So Russell's 13 gets the 5 gobbles. I love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just going to keep that there. I'm just going to keep that right here with me because I'm just going to sip that. All right, next one. I gave this one 4 gobbles as well. I said big mouthfeel. Love it. There's a rye spice to it. A lot of flavor. Super punch of vanilla custard. And a little bit of a dark fruit note to it. Let's see what we got. This is letter E, but it's number 19. Number 19 is everyone's favorite, the darling of the show. And I think right where it should be, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Wild Turkey Rare Breed, 4 gobbles. What do you guys think? Does it deserve to go 5 gobbles in your opinion? Because of the price of it? I gave it 4 stars just because I thought how good it was. Blind. But does it move up a notch in your opinion because of the price for it? You know what? I'm going to poll this one. Because I'm just curious what you guys vote. Here we go. Here we go. Start a poll. Rare Breed. 4 or 5? Where are we going with it? Ask your community. You guys vote. It is there. It is live. It's in the chat. Everybody vote. Go for it. What do you think about Rare Breed? Should it stay at 4 turkeys or should we give it the 5er because of the value of it? That thing is good. Friggin' good. 5 all day, 40. Now, so here's the thing though. Rare Breed differs in price wherever you are. You can go from you could go from retail for about 45 to 50, and I've seen it in places where it's 75 to 80 bucks. So I think that makes a difference as well. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think here. This year's all day, everyday 5, best price for proof. I love this bottle, but it's a 4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could go a full 5 on this. Love it. I have to stay at 4 though. 5 all day. You know, you can make the argument that it goes to a 5. Where are we at with the poll here? Wow, a lot of you guys are voting 5 for this one. All right, I'm going to end the poll. So here's my argument, guys. As good as Rare Breed is, when you think about some of these other wild turkeys that I'm putting it against, like the 12-year, 13, and others like that, I don't think Rare Breed stands up to it. I think 4 is right where it should be, to be honest. That's me. I think for a rare breed to make a 5, it would have to have some semblance of a super unique flavor profile to make it stand out from the rest. So I'm going to keep it at a 4 just for me. I love that you guys are voting for it to be a 5 because it is really good and a great value. But I think at 4, there's not enough of a uniqueness for me to bump it to a 5. I think it's the best representation of a Wild Turkey bottle that's available and affordable that you can get. And for that, I think I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to keep it at a 4. But I agree. It's amazing. I mean, rare breed is hard to beat. Okay, next one. This one is, I gave it 2 stars. I said not enough. This got 2 gobbles. Rare bird. He gave a little bit of a wink. All right, let's see what this one is. Is this the right one here? Let me see here. I gave that one. Oh no, I gave this 3 stars. This was also 3 stars. So 3 stars for this one. Number 15. And oh shit. That's interesting. I gave this 3, but this is rare breed as well, but it's the non-chill filtered version. And I put it 1 tick below the regular rare breed. That's weird. So does this stay at 3 because it's a travel exclusive? You know, it's not as readily available as a regular rare breed, but I'm a firm believer. I don't think there's a huge difference between this one and the regular one. And David, do you agree? Do you think there's not like a big difference between rare breed non-chill filtered and regular rare breed? First of all, I can't believe that this is what they were back to back for me, which was interesting. Try them now together. Rare breed and NCF comparisons really depend on the bottling date. There is some variation. I agree. Non-chill filtered is a myth. Some got through the filter apparently. Most common comment, Whiskey Tube is better than rare breed. I've had it come out both ways. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't know, man. That one I thought was going to be a polarizing one. So what I'm going to do for that one, I think I'm going to leave it at 3 stars just because it's a travel exclusive. If that one, though, was very readily available, I'd probably move it up to a 4. What do you guys think about that argument? Is that fair? Do you think it should go higher? Do you think being a retail exclusive, you should stay at 3? Because remember, you got to factor in availability, value, and everything else into it. So being it's a travel exclusive, should it just stay at a 3? It can easily be a 4, and maybe even a 5 in some people's minds, like regular rare breed. But the fact that it's not readily available, does that keep it at a 3? So you guys let me know. I think you're tasting less of an effect of chill filtration and more of the profile of batch. I totally agree with that, Rare Bird. Because batch to batch, rare birds can extremely be different. Now, while I haven't had enough non-chill filters to like really study that, I think that makes sense though. So 3, 3, 3, 3, agree. 3, okay, so 3. We'll keep that at 3. That's the rare bird non-chill filtered, rare breed non-chill filtered. Okay. All right. So we're good to go here. Let me make sure that was the non-chill filtered, right? Okay. So we'll keep that at a 3. All right, let's go to the next one. This one I gave 2. This one got 2 gobbles. And that was number 7. This one was very solid for me. I wrote solid. I wrote less spicy, not a long finish, but a good, I wrote just a good turkey. So I gave it 2 gobbles. This one is Russell's Reserve 10 year. Now, this is one where the value could help Russell's 10-year. I gave it 2 on the pallet, but being a $35 to $36, $37 bottle for a 10-year, does this move it up for you guys? Going to a 3 because the value of it. What do you think? What do you think? I'll keep this one here. Rare Bird 101, he kind of is giving a oh my god face. I mean, Rare Bird says a 3, a 2. Guys, though, the value of it, though, you got to factor that in. It's a $30-something bottle. It's a 10-year-old bourbon. I graded it a 2 on taste alone. You put the flavor in it, or you put the price on it. JH hates that bottle. Keep it at 2. 2. I recommend this one to starters all the time. That's 3 gobbles for me. Hard no. It's a good 90 proof bourbon. Gets a 2. 101 smokes it, says Jerry D. I really don't like it. Blinded against Eagle Rare and Bullet 10 and tell me Russell Reserve 10. Nobody's saying it's not great, a Rare Bird, but if value didn't change Rare Breed, then it should have changed Russell Reserve. Yeah, you know what? That's a fair point. I'm going to keep it at a 2. I really am. I'll keep it at it just seems like it's a very polarizing whiskey. I think there's a lot of people that really don't like it. You know, when I did the comparison between Eagle Rare and Russell's Reserve 10, people, I mean, by a landslide, loved Eagle Rare 10 over Russell's Reserve 10. Now, I think it's a lot closer than those people think, but there's something about Eagle Rare 10 over Russell's 10 that people seem to like. So I'll keep it at a 2. I'll keep it at a 2. All right. This is where it's going to get interesting here because we haven't hit any of the Master's Keeps yet. So we'll see what we get here. All right. Let's go to this one here. This one I gave a 3. I gave 3 stars. I said solid pour. There was definitely some age on it. Really good depth of flavor, good finish. This is number 1, which is, oh shit. Masters Keep Decades. Masters Keep Decades, I gave a 3. Can we say 2.5? Yeah, I mean, I think that Russell Reserve 10 can kind of get in the middle there between 2 to 3. I think it just depends on the person. Yeah, Wild Turkey Decades. I mean, this has some real old whiskey in it. But let's see here. Oh shit, man! I almost knocked over that glass. So let's see here. This is Wild Turkey Decades. We are talking. This released in 2017. And we are looking at, let's see here, 104 proof, non-chill filtered, 10 to 20 years in this bottle. This is the one that I wrote has a really crazy good mouthfeel to it. Let's see here. I mean, when it initially released, I think this was what, $160, $170 for this one? I mean, I think this is great for the price. What's up, Matt Himes? Nice to see you, man. I don't know if you could. I'm not going to put secondary into here, guys. I want to stay true to what it was when it first came out. Secondary value, I don't care, for these. I want to go just by retail. When these came out, this was like $165, $170 bourbon. You're looking at whiskeys up to maybe 20 years old in here. Really solid, 104 proof. Yeah, the proof might be a little bit low for some on this one, but I would maybe keep it at a 3. What do you guys think? 3 or 4? Let's see here. Folks sleeping on Russell Road to turn such a damn good bottle. Try it on a fresh pallet. If you're having it on a night with high proof, it can fall flat, but damn, it's so good. I agree. I think Russell Reserve 10 falls flat in a blind. I don't know, man. That one was the Reserve 10 was this. Yeah, it was that one here. So I don't know. It'll be kind of interesting to go back. I may bump up Russell Reserve 10. That thing is, I don't know. I think it's really good for the money. 3 for decades, 3, 3, 3. All right, I'll keep it at a 3. All right, let's go to the next one. We have 3 more here that we have to reveal. Let's go to this one. So this one says solid pour, good finish. Good oak on it. This one I was in between. I was in between 2 and 3 for this one, which is what I wrote. I wasn't sure what to give it. And this is actually the other Master's Keep in the mix. This is Wild Turkey 1. So this was almost $200. For me, I was in between 2 and 3 for this one. I don't know. I was never really a big fan of this one because I thought it was not Master's Keep worthy. On the palate, to me, I was in between 2 and 3. I ultimately gave it 3. I think it kind of just made the 3 tier, but I don't know. What do you guys think for Wild Turkey 1? For me, there just wasn't enough going on in that one to 3 for the price. 2, the senior single models are playing a different sport though. Amazing. 3, 3, 3. Drew Furstenberger? Yeah, Drew. Dude, I am not a fan of 1. I thought it was one of the most overpriced, underwhelming Master's Keeps ever. But Drew, you got to remember, I'm a very harsh critic of Wild Turkey, and 1 did not do it for me. I thought there have been so much better Master's Keep releases than 1. 1 was a gimmick to me, which I did not like. I did not like it. Also, just want to say this is a tough task. It's easy for us to peel out and nitpick your rankings, but I love to sing all the turkey. Yep. It's better than Decades. I disagree. I like Decades more. I really enjoyed the 1. I mean, it's an enjoyable bourbon, but I don't think it's Master's Keep worthy. Come on, guys. I mean, it had like 9-year-old whiskey in it. That is not a Master's Keep. Like, let's be real. It's a toasted Master's Keep. Again, we're getting back to the toasted shit. Like, come on. It's a gimmicky Master's Keep. I thought Russell's 13 should have been the Master's Keep, and Wild Turkey, the 1, should have been like the $70 to $75 bottle. Russell's 13 is in what, a $75 to $80 bottle, and I've never heard anyone ever say that Wild Turkey Master's Keep 1 is better than Russell's 13. So you cannot tell me that Master's Keep 1 is a better value or better than Russell's 13. Think of it that way. Because I think, and you may have liked Russell's, you may have liked Master's Keep 1, but you paid $200 to drink that shit. And Russell's 13 crushes it. Crushes it. It's not even close. Not even close. Yep, Jason is right. One of the weakest USMK, just a step above MK 1892. Yep. That's right. I'm going off right now because I think the people that say that they like Master's Keep 1, come on. Come on. I put it lower than Rare Breed. Rare Breed got 4 stars. Come on, guys. Be real. I'm giving that shit a fucking 2. You're getting a 2-1. You're not worthy to be, and it's not because it's not. It's okay, good, but it's the price is way too high for what it is. It's a 2. It's a friggin' 2. You're done. It's a 2. Get back over there. All right. Let's see what this one was. Number 5. This I gave 3 stars. I gave 3 because I thought it was dense. It was delicious. Didn't have a long finish to it, but I love the flavors of it. And this one makes sense to me. Now, the price may drop this a notch, but we'll see here. This is the Russell Reserve 2003 for that last one. I gave it 3 stars, but this is a $250 bottle. And on top of that, it's only 89.5 proof. Does this knock it down? Does it knock it down? What do you guys think? Say it with your chest. I love that. Say it with your chest. Yep. Yeah. Jason's going to say he's a Yankees fan next. He's that far out in left field. James Lay. No, I'm not. I'm not far in left field. I'm speaking the truth, Home Slice. This is what it is, man. I'm speaking the truth. Wild Turkey 1, while it's a solid bourbon, it is not Master's Keep worthy. I don't care what anybody says. Is it a solid pour? Yeah, it's a solid pour. But Russell's 13 is half the price and it kicks the shit out of it. So anyone that says they like Wild Turkey Master's Keep 1, fine, you like it. But you pay $200 to drink that bullshit, and Rare Breed is better. Just telling you. 2 based on proof. What the hell? It's barrel proof bourbon. Yeah, I mean, it's barrel proof, but it's, remember, that 2003 is the last like remnants of the super old school barrel proof that they utilized when they were going into the barrel at what, 105? What was it? Hell yeah, tell like it is. This is why we're sitting around on a Wednesday night watching you drink some Wild Turkey. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, I love it at the price, but the price point and the proof, I could see bringing it down for some folks. So 3, okay. Yeah, 107 proof going into the barrel. So over time, that thing, over the many years that was aged, it got down to a little bit under 90 proof. So I might have to come back to that one. I gave it 3 because it's so delicious to me. Because on its own, so proof is a factor when no water is added. You know what? I'm keeping it a 3 because I think it's one of the most unique and one of the most like well-constructed Wild Turkeys at that proof. I don't think I've ever had a flavor, like a more flavorful bourbon at that proof than that. So I'm keeping that at 3. I know it's expensive, but I think it's that good. I'm keeping it at a 3. Lastly, I said this was a rye. It's sweet. It's spicy. I gave it a 2. This has got to be the last one, which is the Russell's 6-year rye. Russell's 6-year rye. Which is funny because it kind of went in line right with what I thought about the single barrel rye. And I bought this just today because I realized I didn't have a bottle of this. And I was like, oh shit, I got to find a bottle of Russell's 6-year. And this was like a $50-something bottle after it was all said and done. And I do not like the price of that currently. So, yeah. Meanwhile, everyone's talking about the Chessman being the GOAT, and it's 86 proof. Yeah, it's true. Yep. Master's Keep is an excellent whiskey. All of them at the price they are. Sorry. Javier Baroja, I agree with you, but the one did not do it for me. Decades Cornerstone, Revival, 17-year Bottle and Bond, Unforgotten, all had really unique flavor profiles to it. One just doesn't. One is a mediocre, straightforward, run-of-the-mill Wild Turkey. You toasted it, but there's not a lot of aged whiskey in it either. It's not great. I'm going to keep that at 2. I'm going to keep that at 2, guys. So, tonight's lineup. The ones that stayed here, we have Rare Breed, we have Russell, the Russell's 13 making the 5 jump. The only one that made the 5 was the Russell's 13. Rare Breed getting the 4. Rare Breed Nacho Filtered getting the 3. Some other Kentucky Spirit, I think, getting into the 3 zone as well. Let's see here. Master's Keep 1 getting the ding because I don't like it. And some good rankings tonight. So we have the full ranking here that we went through the last 2 weeks. I don't understand the Russell Reserve 6 being that high priced. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit tough for that. For me, I paid for it today. When she rung it up and it said like $50, I was like, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Jason, have MK1 have MK1 the D? What? I don't know what that means. But I'm going to sit here and enjoy my my Wild Turkey Russell Reserve 13, which is far better than the Masters Keep 1. Russell Reserve 6 is 40. Even at 40, though, I don't like it at 40 either. Honestly, I would rather probably drink Wild Turkey 101 rye. It is a delicious rye. It's like 20-something bucks. It is everything I want. Russell Reserve 6 year, I feel like gets lost in between the 101 rye and the single barrel rye. Even though the single barrel rye didn't really do very well tonight, I still think that Wild Turkey 101 rye, I think, is one of the it just has such a unique and direct flavor profile. I absolutely love it. So, Blue Run or MK1, Jake McKee, I'll take Wild Turkey over Blue Run any day of the week. Doesn't even matter. Jason, you are the one. And this, oh my God, Russell's 13 is just stupid good. It's stupid good. All right, guys, that's it. Gonna call it a night. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will have the finished tiers for you to share out. I'm gonna kind of condense down all 2 videos into one video, so everybody has a kind of a running order of where each and every bottle was ranked. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for tuning in these last 2 weeks. Have some great content coming up next month. We're going to do a full Buffalo Trace tier list just like this. This is so much fun. We'll see how that goes. That should be a blast. I can't wait to see how Blanton's and Ancient Age and some of the other Mash Bill 2s, how they all kind of, go out. But this was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a labor of love. I mean, it's kind of great for 2 weeks in a row where you can just drink all turkey. So, cheers, guys. See you next week right here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Next week, I will not be live. Next week, I'm going to be in Boston for the week for work. So I'm going to be taking a break for the week next week. But I will see you 2 weeks from Wednesday with another great live stream. So see you guys then. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. Cheers. Love you guys. See you next time right here on the Mash and Drum. Cheers to Wild Turkey, greatest distillery in the land. Cheers.